Alright, so I have all my material that I want for this song recorded in. Now I'm going to discuss a little bit about mixing and then also how you can make various sections, listen to your entire song, fade out, and export your finished version of your song. So let's talk mixing first. I can open up this side panel. Oops, that didn't work out. There we go. And this allows me to control the volume of all my various tracks. So you can see top to bottom, there's volume. If I want to do any panning, that needs to be done from up here. So track pan is this knob right here. That's going to pan left and right. And you'll also notice there's effects there for echo and reverb on each track. So first let me start with volume. As it plays, I'm going to start adjusting the volume up and down of each track so I can get a nice mix. You'll also notice that there's solo and mute buttons on the side there. Alright, so volume-wise, I'm feeling fairly comfortable with that. Now I'm going to go to panning. Panning really can only be done by selecting an individual track and then panning it left and right. So typically, I might take my percussion here, and maybe I'll pan one left side and the other one right side. You want to get an interesting stereo image, so you're just going to kind of experiment and see what sounds good. So I'm going to play around a little bit. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Come on. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Yeah. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Come on. Jamming on the wall. 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 Come on. Jamming on the wall. Also gonna add some reverb. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Yeah. Jamming on. Jamming on the wall. Yeah. Jamming on the wall. Jamming on the wall. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty good about the mix there. So now let's create another section. Let's close this up. If I want to create another section, I hit the plus in the upper right hand corner. And let's say I wanted to have a duplicate of that section. I can just hit duplicate. And now I have an AA form. I know it says B, but really it's a duplicate of the A. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another section, and this will be a C. I can change the number of bars if I want, like that. Right? Or I'll just keep it as 8. I'm going to duplicate this bit again. And so now I'm going to have that AABA form. Of course, if I want to go to my, oops, undo that there. There we go. If I want to jump to my previous section, notice I kind of have to slide to get from section to section. So in my C, I would just kind of add stuff just like I did for my A sections. I'm going to jump back to some songs that I've already created. So here's a file that I made as an example. Alright, let's go in here. Let's go back to my section area. And so you can see here that I have A, B, C, and D. The A, B, and D are all really an A section, and the C is really my contrasting B section. If I want to view the whole song, you can see I have all selections selected there. So I'm going to do that. That allows me to listen to my whole tune. Notice I can zoom in by pinching. And so here's my whole tune. Let's take a listen to my contrasting B section. I'm going to take it from bar 13. And I'll pause it there. So if you remember back to those smart instruments, let me open up my guitar, we programmed in the D, the G, the F, the C major 7, and the A7. And so I used those F, C, and A chords for my B section. So now if you want to do a fade out, that would be a nice way to kind of end the whole tune. I'm going to go up to my mixing settings here. Oh, sorry, maybe it's in the tools. Yep, there it is. So I have the fade out selected, and that's going to give me a nice fade out. I'll play for you what that sounds like. Let me jump closer to the end. So you heard that nice fade out. So now let's get into how you're going to export this file out of GarageBand. There's a few places you can upload it or export it to, either as a multi-track file or as just an exported stereo audio file. To do that, I have to go back out of the file. So I just pressed on My Songs, and now I'm going to press and hold on the file that I want to export, which is that one that I was just playing for you. So if I want to upload it to iCloud, this allows it to be, oops, I already have it up on iCloud. So if I want to put something up on iCloud, let me press on this one. If I press the cloud button, it says you can upload it to iCloud. Now if you're wondering what that's going to do, if you have GarageBand on your iPhone or a different iPad device, you can actually sync your composition across iOS devices. So that's pretty cool. You could, add to it on your iPhone, you come back to your iPad version, and it's synced up. If you want to email this out or export it in another way, you can press the little upward arrow there. So you'll see you can do email, you can put it up on Facebook, you can get up on SoundCloud if you have a SoundCloud account, or you can post it up on YouTube. Of course, it will ask you for your YouTube account and all that, so as long as you have that set up, that'll allow you to get it up there, and same with Facebook and SoundCloud. Now if you're going to mail it, just press the mail button. We'll hit email. It takes a moment to export the completed song. Right now it's doing a little stereo mix down of it. And just to save time, I'm going to cancel that. But what it would do is create an email that would send out with a stereo file. If I go up here, I can send it to iTunes. Now you have two options when you go to iTunes. You can export it as just a stereo file, which would be the one on the left, or if you want to continue with this on the latest version of GarageBand on your Mac, you actually can get it in the multi-track format by hitting GarageBand. So that would be that option to the right. The other ones in here, as you can see, you can save it as a ringtone or even open it in a different application to do some editing to it or add additional elements.